You can't shut it down.
So it's absolutely broken in every way.
How many times have China banned a Bitcoin out using their money?
This eliminates all this bullshit.
Out the system for
Mr. K coming to my house.
Welcome to Blockchain Banter, the second live production we've done now. Is it second?
Second.
It is a second. Second. We've done so many, I can't even remember. Second live production we've done now. Massive thanks to everybody who's tuning in and is here live. You can tune in now live on Quick Crypto's YouTube channel. He's thankfully live streaming this for us. Massive thanks to Kef and to Castle Wallet. Thanks to them, you get 40% discount if you pay with Kaspa via Castle Wallet. At Wolfie's Bar, you can get drinks, food, and things like this for today. And it's absolutely fantastic. A lot of people here drinking and eating thanks to Cass and Kev at a 40% discount, or Castle Wallet.
Just to add, I get 100% discount.
Do you really? Yeah, we've decided for this live production we're going to do a sort of podcast feel. Me and Wolf are going to be speaking. I have no idea what he's going to be speaking about, by the way. So this will be quite interesting. I can see we've got a load of cans of Coke here and 20 quid. Looks like we're going to be in for a good night. But we shall find out what this is about, and I'll be finding out with all of you at the same time. I did want to say a massive thanks to Levendi actually, because he's done an incredible job setting this up. He's done some incredible events at Wolfie's Bar, and this is one of them. So massive shout out to you, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
There is a Castle Wallet leaderboard as well, isn't there?
Yes.
At Wolf's.
Yeah.
The people that spend the most cash obviously get higher on the leaderboard. I'm obviously going to be number one. So this is why Wolf loves me so much. But if you did also want to get involved in that and buy us a drink, I know that you particularly would love a gin. Now, without further ado, we will crack on. What are we talking about? We've got a load of cans of Coke here, 20 quid, reserved, Kaspa.
So I was actually, earlier today, I was next door at our hair and beauty salon, and one of my staff was talking about crypto and asking me about crypto overall. And then she said that, okay, so if I've got like £10,000, what should I invest in? And I said, crypto, Kaspa. And,
Simple.
Yeah.
End of conversation.
And then she started this whole conversation with me about the value, the risk of crypto. And I tried to explain it to her, and I did this exact example that I'm going to give you guys now. I showed her. And I thought it was actually quite an easy way to understand the whole concept about money and explaining it to people. Because me and you had a discussion earlier on about how people perceive money and the flawed perception about what money is.
Yeah.
So let me start with that. So this represents fiat, this represents gold, and this represents Kaspa. And if you're a Bitcoin maxi, it could be Bitcoin. That's also fine. It doesn't matter.
What about a fart coin, Maxi?
No, that's that's not on the table.
They don't exist.
So the first question I asked my staff member is like, what is this worth? What's the value? What is this? And of course, the first answer was, what's this?
20 quid.
20 quid. So she said 20. And I tried to explain to her that 20 is effectively a branding point and not really an indication of what this really is. What this really is, and this is a simple example, so then it's not the Coke price, market price here, but I'm going to use it as a count example. But let's say 20 quid gives you this year the ability to purchase 4 Cokes. So 20 quid is the mechanism to obtain 4 Cokes. And let's say in the same year, you've got gold, and the equivalent value of gold gives you 4 Cokes. And you've got Kaspa, crypto, which gives you 4 Cokes in total. Now, the first things to call out is the attributes of these things. This thing is unlimited. You can make as much of it as you want, and it's not difficult. It's not even stopped by the fact that it's on paper and needs to be printed out. You can put a number in a computer and it splits out more of this across the economy and it gets surface. This gold is also not limited as people think it is. You can get more of it. Technologies evolve and you can get even more from the old ore. There's gold in space, there's gold everywhere. Also not finite. This is finite. There's just a certain amount. I'm not sure. That's
28.7 billion.
Yeah, that's it. There'll never ever be any more. Now, if you think about those attributes, so a year passes, and what happens is that your 20 pounds, which still has the number 20 on it, which is as free cokes in the process. So the first question my staff asked me was like, but what about gold? And I said, well, gold first is connected to this, because that's the first attribute to it. And the second thing about it is all to do with the money supply. So what happens with gold, and there's slight variations of this, but if you go look at the stats over a long period of time, with gold, you can still purchase 4 cokes. So the guy that's invested in gold is better off than the guy that's invested in Fiat. Kaspa or Bitcoin or whatever you do, is the year afterwards, you can now purchase 5 cokes in the process. And so this process continues with years in the process. And this gives you an indication of why crypto, which is a finite supply, and why crypto is the better investment over it. And yes, there's fluctuations and things, and I went through that process with my staff member, but the reality of it is you need to measure things over terms. And this is the reality. This is the reality of every aspect of our lives that's being collapsed in regards to our financial systems and our banking. So I just thought this is a good way to indicate to people what the difference is between crypto, fiat, and gold.
It is, yeah. It's a really good visualization of it, and it's actually a really clever way to show non-crypto people what this is about. And it's right, like fiat. Weirdly enough, a lot of people call them normies. We was all normies once, don't worry. But a lot of normies don't even understand that fiat now is not connected to gold at all. Like in 71, they completely disbanded that. So fiat isn't on a ratio to gold at all.
Yeah.
It's just the backing of the it's the backing of the American
trust.
Reserve, isn't it? It's trust.
It's trust from the general public in regards to the currency, but there's nothing else underpinning it. And I mean, the big illusion from this thing is literally the number that's printed on this. People look at this, and you can relate this to every aspect of it. You know, when there's arguments around minimum wage, you always see this. People talking about minimum wage needs to be £15. What's £15?
Yeah.
£15 is this many cokes. And if inflation runs and stuff, it's less cokes.
Yeah.
So the number that's being quoted is just irrelevant completely.
Yeah.
It's the illusion that's just been established. And it's the illusion that actually underpins the trust and the narrative with it. If people really comprehend what this is, this becomes worthless overnight.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it.
Well, the reality of that has hit a few times where people run on banks, and then what do banks do? Shut down the bank and go, no, you can't access your funds until we sort everything out in the background. Basically, until we print shitloads more and then we can give you it back at less value. But that's where it's insidious, and people don't realise if you had £100,000 in your bank account, if you're lucky, if you had £100,000 in your bank account, or you use it as a retirement fund. You had £100,000. You've saved £100,000.
Or let's say 100,000 cokes. Yeah, you have the ability to purchase 100,000 cokes.
Yeah.
So I think coke costs £1.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. But this is the thing. So you believe that you're doing all right, and then they print a shit ton more. But you still see £100,000, so I'm still fine. I'm still good. Yeah. But they don't realise that purchasing power, like you said, the coke, the amount of coke you can now get previous to what you could is now a hell of a lot less.
Yes.
And that's what's so insidious about it. It's a stealth tax that people don't realise. And what's even worse, actually, is the Cantillon effect or the Cantillon effect, where the people that are printing the money and have access to that money before it actually, because there's monetary inflation and then there's price inflation.
Yes.
And they're two separate things. So when the monetary system or the money gets inflated, the people that get access to that inflated money, that amount that's just been printed first, get to buy everything up at the current price.
Yes.
And then price inflation happens. It eventually trickles through, and then everything goes up in value. Well, they've just managed to, out of thin air, get free money essentially and buy up assets that they know are going to go up in value because of monetary inflation to price inflation. And exactly like you said, if you get a crypto that is good, it has to be useful, but has a fixed supply as well, it makes sense that asset will go up in value. And it's not even potentially that the asset's not going up in value. What is paired against is going down in value.
Yes, all of this is connected to this. And that's why I took the cokes away from this.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the mechanism that happens here. And there's another aspect that people don't understand about money. And I spoke about this a couple of times on our talks. But one of the things that people don't recognize or understand about money is that money is effectively a democratic system. So money's whole concept or goal gives information exchange ability to show what you value and also what society value. But effectively, if you earn this money, you have a certain value to it. And then when you purchase something with this money, you value it more than other things. And that's why it's got that price point. So what happened traditionally is that as a collective, we would vote democratically what we value. So we would spend certain things. You would decide that this type of coffee is the best coffee. More people does it, so that coffee place enhances and improves, and technology gets on. You can go through all the dynamics of the economics of it. But now, what's happening with money printing is that our vote in regards to what we value is muted. And effectively, the people who print the money is determining what our society values. So the things they're spending the money on is the things that's developing. And that, in essence, is when you walk around in your local areas or whatever, and you see things that you really enjoyed and value going under and not being functional, and you think the first was like, how the fuck does this happen? These guys were amazing. And the process, it's because of that. Because their vote's been muted in the process. So we're spending money on fucking arms and support and welfare and all kinds of other shit that we don't actually really, as a society, decided democratically is what we wanted to spend the money on. Because we've eliminated the free market.
And like you said, the money that you do earn is the vote, and that vote, it has been muted because it's worth less now. And benefit programs, they call them entitlements. I'm entitled to this. Now, the problem I see with entitlement is when you feel entitled to something, you don't value it because you feel like, no, I'm entitled to this. Instead of feeling grateful for it or thankful for it, you feel entitled to it because that's my entitlement. And I think this is where also the vote is getting muted, because you're getting people that don't understand the value of money, and it's not people's fault. The system is extremely rigged and built in such a way.
The marketing is built in. The 20 is what you see every day, and you view that 20 and that marketing is an old concept of it. It's not real.
But what's actually, certainly in the UK anyway, what I feel, this is my own perspective, they've managed to trap people because they've managed to make everything so expensive through printing. Ultimately through printing. There's obviously a lot of bad policies that are in place, but ultimately through printing, they've made things so expensive for the normal person that actually people that even work sometimes have to top up with UI, with benefits. And that's not their fault. That's not their fault. But as soon as that happens, you're then trapped in a system because you don't want to be speaking out against a government that you have to get money from. And I think this is going to exacerbate, unfortunately, and I think it's going to get worse and worse. It's already got worse because it used to be that a single person used to be able to go out on a normal job, average job, and make enough money for a home, for their family to live in.
I saw
with one person working.
Yeah, I saw an article about this that explained it really well for me. And they did an analysis in regards to a couple in the 70s in the UK where the wife was a teacher and the man was a fireman. And what they could purchase with their income at that stage was a 3-bedroom house, mortgage, 2 cars, and they could do 1 holiday, international holiday a year, and then of course eat and all of those things. So they took that and measured against today. What do you need to earn today to have that type of lifestyle? And it came down to you need 2 individuals earning £120,000 a year, which is £240,000 to obtain the same. Now, I'm in banking and stuff, so I've got a bit of perspective in regards to salaries and things out there. £120,000 is a director or MD level in most financial technical spaces in the country. So it means you need 2 directors to have the same purchasing power as what, I don't want to call it average, so this is not a call on regards to the values of jobs and all of those things, but it gives you perspective in regards to what you need to achieve now to do that. So it's absolutely broken in every way. And I mean, we spoke a lot about revolutions and things like that. Not online. So in person, logically, before I get Mr. K coming to my house. The reality of it is why we're not in that space in the world is because the world has sold so many fake narratives that we're not kicking off in the streets to eliminate, even though we're being contradicted. And we've spoken about it because you can have a revolution in the world by just investing differently and thinking differently about things. You never have to pick up a gun or be violent or any of this. This eliminates all this bullshit. You can, if enough people buys into this, all of this is gone. No one can do anything.
You're stepping out. You're not using their money. We're in the system because we use their money. If we use our money, we're out of the system.
When they
we need enough.
You think about the 2021 side. And you think about all of 23, 24, Galley and the SEC. Might shut down. They were trying to stop the revolution. Even if they couldn't.
And that's the beautiful thing about, say, Bitcoin and Kaspa, proof of work. You can't shut it down. Try it. But how many times have China banned a Bitcoin? I think it's like 10 times now. Like, you can't do it.
I've lost a miner in China.